Hi guys, it's Jordan here from Team Eternal Hope, and I'm here with my Royal Paladin deck profile. This is my Alfred Ashlei reverse deck profile. I will apologise in advance if this deck profile isn't that great. It's been a while since I've done one, so I kind of need to get back into the swing of things and stuff. So saying that, we'll head straight into the deck profile. Our starter is Dreaming Jewel Knight Tiffany. Sorry about the light. She's probably the best starter for this deck. What she does is you move her to Soul, select up to 2 Jewel Knights on the board and give them 3k. She's there to help you hit the big numbers. As you'll see later on, she helps you hit numbers like 24k with both rearguard columns and whatnot, which is a 15k guard even for those vanguards that are cross-ridden. Because this deck is like, basically the way I play the game is I like to be really aggressive and boost my rearguards and stuff, and she just helps you do that. So we have, for our grade 3s, we have 4 Alfred. He's basically just in here for his stride, plus he's a really good vanguard on his own. If you're a Legion, he gains an extra critical if you have a full board of Royal Paladins, and for every Seeker he gains an extra 1k, but you're mainly using him for his critical skill, just to put like the extra pressure on the board for your opponent and whatnot. We have the 3 Ashlei reverse. If I had the 4th, I would be playing 4-4, but unfortunately I only have the 3. So at the minute we're playing 3. What she does is limit break 4, counterblast 1, retire and lock a guy. Retire one of your opponent's rearguards in the front row, and superior call a grade 2 from your deck. So basically you're going to be calling Sword Me with her and whatnot, and we'll get into Sword Me in just a second. The last of the grade 3s we have is the one of Altmile. Like I said, I would be playing 4 Ashlei reverse, but playing this deck I do actually quite like Altmile as a one of in this deck, because you can search him out with the stride enablers and whatnot, and like he's a good end game finisher. Like if you have no more strides left, it's just to give your front row rearguards plus himself an additional 5k to help you again hit big numbers and potentially help you win the game. On to the grade 2s, we have the 4 Jewel Knight Sword Me. Next week I will be entering a winner box, which is the 30th of January, which will be the last tournament I will be able to play these outside of a Jewel Knight deck, because if you already know, Jewel Knight Sword Me come 1st of February will only be allowed to play in a deck that has all of its grade 3s as Jewel Knights. So basically only Jewel Knights now get this, but I'll probably do a video discussion on that a bit later on. Basically what she does is she's in a special counterblast, so counterblast 1 card with Jewel Knight in its card name, search your deck for a grade 1 Jewel Knight and call it to rearguard. The reason why she's so good is just because she's so cheap, and the fact that every time you play her, like you call her off Ashlei reverse and you just get a generic board going straight away, and she also helps with like your strides and stuff like that, such as Samuel. Next we have 4 of this guy, Blowing Jewel Knight Altgar, or whatever the name here, however you pronounce it. Most people play Tracy. Unfortunately, I don't have any Tracy, so I play her instead. Playing the deck, I kind of like her a little bit better. What she does is Soul Blast 1. When this unit's attack hits a vanguard, if you have 3 or more rearguards with Jewel Knight in its card name, you can search your deck for a Jewel Knight grade 1 and call it to rearguard. So she puts a little bit more pressure on the board than Tracy, but she doesn't hit bigger numbers, so she can't hit like grade 3s on her own, such as Tracy can. But I like her, but if I had Tracy's, I probably would play Tracy over her. She's just in there basically for another grade 2 to call off of Ashlei reverse. We have the 2 Blaster Blade Seeker. I only play the 2 because the 3rd space is taken up by the regular Blaster Blade. I am very tempted to take out one of the Blaster Blade Seekers for another regular Blaster Blade, solely for the fact that Laurel is a thing. And if you Legion with regular Blaster Blade, you can then use his skill to get rid of the Laurel if your opponent only has the one on the board. And Laurel is a big deal, as most of you D-Police players know, and most of you guys that come across D-Police. Next up we have the 4, again, I'm sorry about the lighting, I'm literally sitting right under the light. We have the 4 damage on flipper perfect guards. Like most people say, you can run the Jewel Knight perfect guard. You don't really do a lot of counterblasting in this deck. Literally the only things you counterblast for are stuff like Sword Me and Ashlei reverse. But she's just nice to have, just in case like you're on say 2-3 damage and they've all been counterblast or flipped over and you have her. You can perfect guard her to then use say Sword Me's or Ashlei reverse's skill next turn to then carry on with your game sort of thing. We have 4 of the Stride Enabler. I play 4 just because I don't really have anything else to play in here. And plus I like him at 4. But basically once you reach like ride Alfred, there's probably very little chance you'll be riding again, just because Alfred is your main vanguard in this deck. But you do basically want to be riding Ashlei reverse or Alt Mile first or whatever, just to get like your big guys out and stuff like that. But basically he's generically in there, you know why. We have the 3 Stinging Jewel Knight Shelly. Again, target for Sword Me, you know, you kind of need them. The 2 Saber Me. I only play 2 because I only have 2. If I had a third, I would be playing a third. But basically, he's the limit break remover. And he's also a grade 1, which he's a Jewel Knight and a target for Sword Me. Last of the grade 1s we have is Chamberlain. I play the one-off Chamberlain. I really like Chamberlain in this deck. If you're going for like the end game thing, you play down Sword Me, call Chamberlain, place him behind your Vanguard after you've used Tiffany. It doesn't really matter because your Vanguard's going to be hitting for big numbers. Boost him just to give your opponent a bigger threat and to give yourself a rear guard that's going to be hitting for really big numbers. What he does is, if you don't know, rest this unit. When this unit is placed on rear guard, if the number of other Jewel Knights with other rear guards with Jewel Knight in its card name is 3 or more, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your other Jewel Knights and that unit gets plus 10,000 power. So people play Prismy. I do have a Prismy and I have played it in here, but Chamberlain just seems like the better choice in my playstyle sort of thing. For the triggers we have 6 crit, 6 draw, 4 Margles and then 2 of the Jewel Knight. I like playing a 6 draw because I like drawing into my compo pieces as quickly as possible. So then it helps the deck just go off a little bit better. And then we have the 4 Jewel Knight heal triggers. So that's it for the main deck. Now we'll go on to the Stride deck, if I can get these cards out of the way. For the Stride deck we have 4 Holy Dragon, Saint Blow Dragon. Probably one of my favourite Stride cards, if not my favourite Stride card for Royal Paladin. What he does is you persona flip, so flip another copy of him over. He gains plus 3k for each rear guard you have on the board at the time you activate his effect. So if you have 2, he gains 6k. He will not gain another 3k after you've activated his effect, regardless of whether you play a rear guard or not. So he has a potential of reaching 15k boost, which is like a huge significant power boost. Plus, if you have at least another one of him flipped up or his GB2 is essentially GB2, he gains an extra critical. So he hits for really big numbers and he hits for an extra critical, which your opponent pretty much is. Here's your endgame card. Another endgame card is this guy. I'm not even going to bother trying to pronounce that first word, but Holy Squire Dragon. This card has slowly become probably one of my favourite strides outside of Saint Blow Dragon. This card is just so good. Basically what he does is choose a face down card named him, so persona flip. If you have a heart card with Alfred in its card name, so you can only play him if you have Alfred as your vanguard. You unlock all of your rear guards, so here's a big middle finger basically to Glendios or any Link Joker deck sort of thing. All of your rear guards gain plus 3k, so this is where your big numbers come from and whatnot. And GB3, he gains 3k for each rear guard, so he gains an additional 15k power. The best thing about him is you don't really... The GB3 power boost is basically just an added plus. You only really mainly use him for the plus 3k to all your rear guards. But like I say, if you're going into him late game, 9 times out of 10 you will have at least another 2 strides flipped over, and then when you flip over him, he will activate the GB3. We have the 1 divided Divine Knight of Flashing Flames Samuel. This card is, I feel, severely underrated. Counterblast 2, if you have a full board, when he attacks, deal 1 damage to your opponent if he's on 4 or less. It's just a nice little card to push your opponent onto that 5th damage. If your opponent does get a trigger, he does get to activate it, unfortunately, but it'd be a little bit too good if it didn't work that way. Like I said, it's just a nice little way to push your opponent onto that 5th damage and to force cards out of your opponent's hands, because they obviously don't want to be taking the 6th damage. And last but not least, we have the 1 Shrouded Divine Knight Blade. I only play him at the 1 because I feel that's all you need. He's basically the on-hit, search your deck for a grade 2, call it to rearguard. So you'll be calling Sword Me off of him 9 times out of 10. But yeah, that's the last of the Stride deck. That's the last of the main deck. Hope you guys like this deck profile. I have looked on YouTube and there has not been another Alfred Ashlei deck, but I highly recommend giving it a try because it is good fun to play and it is a fairly decent deck. But like I say, this deck won't be working after February 1st, sorry, because obviously the Sword Me limitations and only be able to play it with Dual Knight grade 3s. But that's neither here nor there, because I'm hopefully going to be getting a new build soon. Fingers crossed. So anyway, take care guys. Let me know what you think and I'll see you guys later.